Hello Collective, welcome to my channel. I decided to do a twin flame reading, a divine masculine, divine feminine reading. I was inspired to do this because of my Aries reading. I'm an Aries myself. My person is a Scorpio. Kind of hangs on the Libra side. She's like a cusp, but that's neither here nor there. But my Aries reading got me to take a second look. You know, I felt so sure of so many things, yet found myself still kind of feeling a little stuck and not understanding why. And so for those of you that think you're in a twin flame journey, I got a spread here, and it actually very much relates. I can relate to this. And I don't think I'm making it my reading either. I think this is a collective reading. I really do. I just think that my own personal journey might help some of you guys out. And at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. I want to help. That's why I started a channel. And even though I've got 0 subscribers, you know, really hardly any views, I'm not discouraged one bit. Because I do know I want to help people. That's one thing I've gotten out of my twin flame journey, is I know what I want to do, and I want to help. I want to help as many people as I can. And that being said, let's get into the reading, guys. The overall situation, I've got the Emperor in reverse, the Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles upright. So, overall situation, this applies to both people, all right? Somebody's being, you know, there's some need to be maybe over controlling, and I think this is on both ends, feminine and masculine. Neither one of you or us is feeling happy. We don't have our Ten of Cups, and we're recognizing that there hasn't been equal give and take. And in the recent past, we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. So in the recent past, you know, no longer feeling stuck, no longer feeling like that wounded warrior, but at the same time, lacking some direction maybe. You know, you found yourself in a leadership role with your life, right? You took some control, but now you're maybe feeling a little lost. You know what I mean? Maybe not totally ready for the empowerment you gave yourself. And again, I think this is both sides. Looking at the present situation, I believe this is this person and this is you, feminine. So for the divine masculine, you know, 7 of Cups upright. And I don't think this is a lot of options in love. I think this is a lot of options in what to do and not knowing what to do. You know what I mean? I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could do that, but not knowing what to do, so not doing anything. Right? And for divine masculine, we got the 5 of Cups in the upright. And everybody likes to say, you know, crying over spilt milk. You got the 2 cups behind you, you're looking at the 3 cups that are spilt, and that's such a waste of time and blah, blah, blah. But nobody likes to talk about why we look at those 3 cups so hard. So hard. And we look at those 3 cups so hard because of the expectation and the amount of love and what could have been and should have been, but never came to be. And that's a high level of disappointment, especially in a twin flame journey. You know, because it's intense. It's intense. And yeah, divine feminine, you felt it more. You felt it more. But at the end of the day, a twin flame journey, there's almost always an age gap. And with age comes wisdom. So, yeah, you probably felt what this was and how important and significant it was, but the other person, maybe not so much. You know what I mean? Moving on. If things don't change, guys, you've got the 4 of Cups upright, the 8 of Cups in reverse, and the Hierophant. And if you ask me, my opinion, my interpretation, you know, this is God letting you know that if something doesn't change, you're never going to accept an offer, but you're never going to fully walk away either. And that sounds like a lonely life. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm not trying to buy a bunch of cats, okay? You know, I want love and happiness in my life, and this says it's not going to happen unless something changes. So let's look at the people, shall we? For the Divine Masculine, surprise, surprise, like every other collective reading out there, we got the Emperor in reverse. We've got the Page of Cups upright, we've got the Three of Cups in reverse, and we got Justice in reverse. And this is who this person is at their core currently. So this person at their core currently is emotionally immature, trying to control everything, knowing that you're not going to come together, and knowing that there's no justice in this situation. And bear in mind, the shared situation is Ten of Cups in reverse. This person's not happy, okay? They're not going to bed, you know, high-fiving anybody. In fact, they very well may be sleeping with their karmic at night, not happy, not knowing how to get out of the situation. Maybe not even fully recognizing what they've done. Divine Feminine, you've got the Ace of Cups upright, the Tower in reverse, Nine of Pentacles upright, Temperance in reverse. Divine Feminine, you're in pre-Empress energy here, okay? But you're not letting the Tower fall. Not all the way. And your Temperance is in reverse, maybe a little impulsive. Did you maybe recently have some contact with your Divine Masculine and make some impulsive decisions? I know I did. I really did. And it felt like justice to me, but why do I feel like the King of Wands in reverse if, you know, I made the right decisions? And if you did too, why are you watching the Tarot channel right now? So, hear me out on this, okay? Well, you know what? Let's look at the advice. So in the advice, we've got, for Divine Masculine, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse with the Hangman upright. And to me, this is pretty simple. You know, this person needs to take a look and really think about their broken promises. And, you know, Knight of Swords could be playing, you know, could be spying. And if that's the case, if they're spying and they're, you know, curious and they're looking in the rearview mirror, well, Masculine, you need to ask yourself, why are you doing that? If what you've been saying and what you've been doing is really how you feel, then why are you, you know, still spying? Maybe. And the end result for Divine Masculine, if they follow the advice, Ten of Wands upright. And that's not a pleasant way to be. You know, this is going to feel overwhelming. You know, this is going to be a look in the mirror that you maybe don't want to do. And I don't blame you. You know, we will inherently not want to look at things that hurt real bad. Divine Feminine, you can understand that too, because look at you with your Tower in reverse, huh? So, you know, that's where we're at for the Masculine. Now for the Feminine, I've got the World upright, Seven of Wands in reverse. And to me, this is saying you've got to really close this cycle out. You need to turn this Tower around. And you're only going to turn that Tower around by turning Temperance around. You know, maybe take a good look at these things. Stop being so guarded. Why do you feel guarded? If you've let things go, truly let things go, then why do you feel defensive? Right? And if you follow this advice, your result will be the King of Pentacles upright. Yeah, wealthy man, whatever, but faithful provider. Because right now, you could never be a faithful provider, not only for your Masculine, but for anybody else. I mean, yeah, you can maybe provide finances, but a faithful provider provides more than just financial stability. It's stability as a whole. So, maybe we need to ask ourselves some questions, collective. So I'm going to share something with you guys about my own journey, okay? And, this is kind of embarrassing for me to put out there, but I'm going to put it out there because you might relate to it, and maybe this will help you. Because I just had an epiphany this evening, and it's helping me to understand this a little bit better. So, my twin flame, my person, was my everything. There's a substantial age gap between us, a little over 10 years. And for me, no surprise that, this person at their core is a page. And you can't expect a page to ever be an emperor upright. What makes an emperor an emperor? I mean, it comes with experience. You know what I mean? Wisdom isn't just imparted on us on that kind of level. We learn from doing all the wrong things. And once we've done the wrong things, then we recognize and appreciate the right things. That's how we get good at everything. Think about your career. Whatever your career may be. You didn't get great at your job by walking out there and just nailing it, right? You learned how to be good because you learned what does and doesn't work. You learn by making mistakes. That's how we all learn, guys. So, ask yourself if some of this pain and expectation wasn't your own making, because it was for me. My girl and I, we were together for 7 years. We split up because I found out she had a, secret accounts and was talking to people. And then she just ghosted me. You know what I mean? I confronted her. She moved out, and I just didn't hear from her again. And, I tried reaching out to her after about 6 months. And I got some hate in return. And it blew my mind that I could be with somebody for so long and they could feel so little. And, like, every time we broke up, I would always, let her know there's no reason for us to not part ways as friends, because I loved her so purely and unconditionally that at the end of the day, if she couldn't be happy with me, by all means be happy with someone else. But hey, I love you. Be happy. But I also created a monster. Because I knew, because of the age gap, she would never fully appreciate our connection, our divine union, how special it was, because she didn't have a lot to base it off of. Whereas I already had some failed relationships. That being said, every time we split up, I knew she was out whoring around, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't dumb. She's gorgeous. She had options. She was curious. Towards the end, like the last year, we were breaking up before it was even time for my next haircut. It was so frequent. And I knew each time what was happening. And each time I would take her back thinking, now she understands, now she sees, but she didn't. And here's the thing. So, I lost a relationship with my high school sweetheart because she made a mistake, she cheated, and I couldn't forgive her. I couldn't forgive her. So I told myself, I won't let that ruin this relationship, right? Makes sense, came from a good place. However, when I would take her back, I wasn't calling her out on what she did. I didn't feel that there was a need to. But there was a need to. There really was. Because I actually kind of created a monster. I'm kind of responsible for this pain. Because by not calling her out and not saying, hey, I know, she started thinking she was super slick and this could just go on forever. This was partially my own creation. You know what I mean? Shame on me. But when she did finally reach out after a year and a half, she breadcrumbed me. She would say things like she's not really in love, but she's, they're engaged. She thought that our love, her first love, was going to be forever and blah, blah, blah. And then she would turn around and say things like, but, I can't talk to you anymore because it isn't right, that I have someone so dedicated to me and I'm talking to you. And I knew what she was doing. She was breadcrumbing me. It was a mental game. You know what I mean? And she was hoping I would just shower her with I love yous and I miss yous and come home, and that's not what happened. Instead, I was like, I see your manipulation tactic here, and better him than me. Bye. But it was kind of impulsive, and I changed my number. I didn't even really give her a chance to, turn justice around after that, because in my mind, you've had a year and a half, and that was the best you could muster. Thanks, but no thanks. So I recognize that she's got narcissistic tendencies, textbook narcissism, and isn't capable of giving me the love I deserve and want. But even though I don't really feel like I'm still in this 3 of Cups, or 5 of Cups, staring at these 3 of Cups, still haven't quite let that tower fall because of my intemperance, And I don't want you guys to make the same mistakes. And you guys need to recognize you're not victims in this. This is a twin flame. Twin flame reading. Twin flame means you guys share the same soul. All right? You are 2 sides of the same coin. And the reason why you grew and became a better person was because this person completely let you go and started a new life. And until you do the same, this person is never going to, fully go through their transformation. And Divine Feminine, that's what makes this journey so difficult, because you, being aware, have to be strong enough that when you pull away and this person comes back, you've got to be able to say no. And I did say no. But in my heart, I'm like, but, now maybe we'll get back together. Well, I'm not letting that tower fall if I do that, right? Because I'm not fully letting go. Being impatient, maybe. So, collective, if you find yourself staring at, what's my Divine Masculine doing with the karmic and what's that? Well, guys, you're not letting your tower fall either. And these other readers are actually causing you to stay stuck, because you can't be looking in the rearview mirror while moving ahead, can you? In fact, your indifference of letting this tower fall is keeping you from not walking away and not accepting a love offer either, because you know it isn't good enough. So if it's meant to be, guys, it'll come back down the road. But understand, it'll be down the road. Years, likely. Years. Now, their journey might not be the same amount of time as yours. It also might be longer. But this is a page, guys, not an emperor. And, we're in pre-empress energy, not empress energy. And we're not in empress energy because we're not letting that tower fall, because our temperance is getting in the way. So, I know this sucks. And, I know everybody who's got a channel saying that, you're a victim and they're terrible and they're getting the worst of the worst. Those channels are getting all the views, but they're not helping you. They're not helping you. They didn't help me. If anything, it was just keeping me energetically tied to them, thinking about that. Have faith in God, all right? If it's meant to be, it won't be kept from you. But this person's got a long road ahead of them. And it's your job to not take them back until they've really gone through it. And that's a tough pill to swallow. Guys, you very well may need to just move on to a new relationship. And yeah, maybe it won't come back together. But have you really let go of everything? Have you truly forgiven this person? Even if they changed right now. You know what I mean? Have you taken responsibility for the pain that you've gone into? Did you give yourself closure? And if you did give yourself closure, have you let go of the disappointment? Because that's important too. That's all a part of walking away. That's part of this being in the upright. That being said, guys, it might be time for some introspection. These journeys suck for everybody, but they're so worth it. Think about how far you've come. You were probably not a bad person prior to this happening. In fact, you're divine. Odds are you were a very good person. But this has helped you to get on a path. It's because of all this I went through that I got a tarot channel that I'm trying to help people now. You know, and that's beautiful. You know, that's what I've always felt like my calling was anyway, to help people. I mean, even when I was a young kid, you know, and junior high, I felt like people, you know, naturally came to me with their problems. And, you know, I always felt like I was a natural at giving advice, you know, because that was my God-given, you know, talent. And you guys need to find your own paths. You need to turn this King of Wands around, collective. Your person needs to not only be emotionally independent, but financially independent. You don't want somebody codependent on you financially, right? And that was the problem I always knew. That was, you know, with my relationship. You know, I always tried to give her financial independence, separate accounts, and insisted that she stack it up because I never wanted her to feel trapped with me. But she always did, maybe, because she didn't have that. So at the end of the day, it might be 5 years before, you know, this might come together. That being said, you know, I feel like I'm more empowered now to be in this position, a bit more Empress-like. That being said, you know, I hope my story and my reading can help some of you guys out too, both masculine and feminine. I don't think too many masculines will be watching, you know, tarot, probably more feminine. But either way, I hope I was able to help both sides out. So I love you guys, and have faith in the journey and take it slow and appreciate every step.